So, how video games went woke. This will be
All right.
juiced.
Today's an interesting video, at least I think so, because today we're talking about the process by which the video game industry went woke through the lens of a pretty widespread claim that was made a few months ago. The claim was that a company called Sweet Baby Incorporated had somehow contributed to the phenomenon where video game narratives are being deliberately constructed for the purpose of ticking off diversity checkboxes, which in turn qualifies them for ESG investments. ESG meaning environmental, social, and governance.
Most AAA companies are for sure. I mean, there's no doubt, guys. I mean, anyone that sits here and says, "Oh no, video games haven't gone woke," like you're blatantly lying. Um, how many times did they go into a super woke uh backstory in the old Call of Duties about a character? Or like Doom or the Gears of War, and I'm just gonna stick to kind of like probably early 2000s games because I can't really speak on too much like beforehand. But guys, like, so Valorant just released their first, non-binary agent, which, hey, I personally don't give a fuck. Right? Great. They can be whatever the fuck they want. Devs talking about certain character sexualities. Right. Like, since when does that shit actually matter? Like, we give an absolute fuck. Right. Like, we don't care. And obviously the big one that's known for this right now, like, is World of Warcraft, right? Because it stood kind of the test of time. Like, it's that first game that came out in the early 2000s. It's still going on. And almost every WoW player that I've heard had, all they do is say like it's changed so much. It's not just about, it used to just be this person killed this person, so we're gonna go kill them. But no, now it's, uh this dragon hurt my feelings, so we should go and have a conversation with them and come up with a diplomatic solution. Like, yo, get the fuck out of here. It was all about Horde versus Alliance. Exactly.
In this case, from major companies like BlackRock. It sounds complicated, but the idea itself is pretty straightforward. Investment companies like BlackRock allegedly have a kind of scorecard. That scorecard factors in things like diversity, inclusion, LGBTQ allyship, etc., etc., and the scores that these companies receive qualify them or disqualify them from being the target of investment, which has further downstream impacts. The particular claim we're looking at today asserts that video game publishers have increasingly turned to a company called Sweet Baby Incorporated, among others, so as to boost their effective score by modifying their games with woke style themes or narratives, thereby qualifying them for additional investments, aka going woke. Now, I fully understand that today's topic is highly politicized. I'm not trying to do that, it's just an objective fact here, so please keep in mind that I'll be attempting to go purely analytical, staying away from opinionated jabs and commentary on what I actually think of the current gaming landscape. I certainly have opinions, don't get me wrong, but this video is about looking at patterns, not rambling about grievances. There's plenty of that circulating on.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm for. You read off the numbers, and I'll tell you. I'll definitely throw my opinion in there. Sweet Baby on the way out. Musk is on their ass. Is he good? I hope so.
Social media right now. I've certainly done it myself in the past, but today I'm much more interested in what's actually happening behind the scenes because the general accusation, gaming has gone woke, is extremely common yet often said with very little deeper analysis. Let's get started. This is Sweet Baby Incorporated. This company in particular came under fire a few months ago from a variety of angles, resulting in them turning some of their social media private, probably because they got harassed, which does happen when you become the target of YouTube videos en masse. But with that in mind, I'm not actually focusing on whether or not Sweet Baby Incorporated individually is the reason video games went woke. I'm focusing on the concept of whether or not companies like them have an incentive to exist, and whether or not major publishers or development studios have an incentive to hire them. If those two things prove to be true, well, that obviously tells us something. And here's a bit of a spoiler. It's pretty obvious, in my opinion, that yes, those two things are currently true. Once again, this is Sweet Baby Incorporated. It is a, quote, narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal with a mission to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video games industry, end quote. On the surface,
Oh, who gives a fuck? Hey, who cares? Do you want to know the only thing that matters out of this? It's not the empathetic. It's not the diversifying. All people fucking want is better and I guess you could say enriching video games. Nobody gives a shit about empathetic stories. You know what people want? They want good stories. They don't give a shit if it's a happy story, if it's a sad story, if it's an angry story. People want a good fucking story, and they just don't want all the extra bullshit that comes along with it. You know what I mean?
Just to be completely honest, that's not very interesting. It gets a little bit weirder when you listen to some of the things that their executives have said publicly, sure, but the most interesting part is their client list.
Wait, let's see what their projects are because I'm actually I'm pretty
Interesting part is
curious.
their client.
So I'm gonna be completely honest. I've only seen these two games. Spider-Man 2, I heard was meh, right? Like everyone was all, oh, game of the year, blah blah blah. I heard like I heard it was a good game, but I think God of War Ragnarok, from at least what I've heard, is really the only like great game on this list, right? I mean, if we're keeping it real, 10 out of 10 got yeah, good.
Client list. Xbox Game Studios, EA,
Who's let's see who's working with this. Okay, so basically every fucking huge company that's out there.
Electronic Arts, that is, Valve, 2K, Ubisoft, Square Enix, Warner Brothers, Rocksteady, Avalanche, Compulsion Games, etc., etc. The list is very long and also includes a large number of industry leading publishers as well as development studios. For Sweet Baby as a business, that's great, but for the topic today, we need to understand what it is they actually do. The best way to describe this, without going down a pretty hefty rabbit hole here,
I see.
is to read this paragraph from their approach info page. Quote, we believe that representation is key to connecting players and audiences, and we offer a few ways to help your team and project gain the perspective needed to make it happen. We're part of an inclusive and knowledgeable community of diverse consultants, able to cover a wide range of cultural and sensitivity topics. Our approach leads with the creation of joy in marginalized players.
I can guarantee you too, the people that wrote this shit up have barely ever fucking played a video game a day in their life. You know what I mean? Like if you're sitting here going to a consulting company about how to build a story in a game, you shouldn't be making a fucking video game. I'm going to be completely honest. Like you should have that stuff on a foundational level and then maybe you just kind of need a little bit of guidance as you go, which that's totally fine. Or you should just be sourcing to your players and your target audience. Go and do actual research and see like what the communities are liking. If you're going to make an ARPG, go check out ARPG subreddits. Go on D4, PoE, Last Epoch, Grim Dawn. Go on all these Reddits. See what the communities are liking, what they don't like. Like I feel like if you're having to outsource, you're already starting off on an L.
And seeks to be additive rather than strictly corrective. We do cultural consultation, sensitivity and inclusivity reading, risk and opportunities assessment, and more. End quote. See, that's the type of stuff that people generally talk about or refer to when they say the word woke.
Yeah, it's because no fucking gamer gives a shit about cultural consultation, sensitivity, and inclusivity reading. Like, bro, nobody gives a shit about this stuff.
Of stuff that people generally talk about or refer to when they say the word woke. Sensitivity reading means reading something and determining who might possibly be offended, which might be okay, surface level, sure, except for when obscure.
Sure, but we're at the point in today's day and age where everybody can get offended by anything. Like, you say that the fucking sky is blue now, and somebody all of a sudden is like, well, actually, no, it's not. And I take offense at that because it's not actually blue. It's this way. And it's like, bro, everybody gets offended by everything nowadays. It doesn't matter. You could make the most non-offensive thing and somebody's still going to get offended. This is why people need to stop giving a fuck.
Or irrelevant demographics are considered, or invented rather, leading to dramatic corrections, as they also discuss, which are then made to the game, ultimately destroying its appeal to the pre-existing fan base. Whether you're for it or against it, the idea of hiring a consultation firm to help make your game more sensitive, inclusive, and diverse is a practice that is now rather common. And again, that is what people are referring to when they say that the video game industry has gone woke. But the question is why? Short answer, ESG, environmental social governance. That's what people tell you who criticize the practice.
Well, and it's because nowadays those investors and whatnot do kind of dictate how your, game gets marketed. What's the, what kind of publicity is it going to get beforehand? So people feel like they're forced to go down this road in order to make a great video game, and it's just simply not true. I guarantee you that the people that made fucking Pow World did not sit there and source like, oh, is my game sensitive to somebody? Is this going to hurt someone's feelings that we're capturing pals and making them, build our pal spheres? No, they didn't fucking care, and that's why their game is still sitting here after 2 months having over 100,000 concurrent players on Steam. And you have all these stupid ass woke games. I mean, I don't know. There's so many I can't even think of one, but that's exactly why.
But what's actually happening? This is BlackRock. BlackRock is a multinational investment firm. You've probably heard of it many times before, and it's the world's largest individual corporate asset manager. On a similar level is Vanguard, another multinational investment company managing over $7.7 trillion in this case. And these two firms, among many others out there, have something in common. They both prioritize ESG investments. ESG focused investing is a financial phenomenon or trend, if you will. According to a PwC report, quote, asset managers globally are expected to increase their ESG related assets under management, AUM, to 33.9 trillion by 2026, end quote. And what's even more substantial, ESG assets are on pace to constitute 21.5% of total global assets under management in less than 5 years. Simply put, ESG investing is a viral phenomenon where the social, environmental, and political conscience of an asset, or company rather, is allegedly at the core of whether or not major investment firms will include it in their portfolios. So much so that prominent businesses now publish what are called ESG reports. Here's one from Kraft Heinz, the company behind ketchup, in 2022. It has an entire section called Diversity, Inclusion, and Belonging. More specific to gaming, if you want that, here's an ESG report from Activision Blizzard in 2021.
Oh
The word
God.
diversity is mentioned 39
Oh God, dude. No, please don't show me this. Please don't show me this.
times, and the report very specifically emphasizes more characters in the video games that they produce from LGBTQ backgrounds or non-binary representation.
Bro, who fucking cares? It's ketchup, bro. It's right. This is what I'm saying, dude. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, we need to sit here and stop worrying about what these small little groups of loud fucking people say when they don't dictate the curve of any, like, I'm using the gaming community as, um, I'm using the gaming community because this is what I can speak off of. Like, nobody fucking cares. I never wonder while I'm playing Soldier, is this dude gay? That's what I'm saying, dude. I sat here and played Overwatch for months. Months. And then I found out Soldier's gay, and I'm like, that's cool. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, there's no need to sit there and, like, jam this shit down people's throat when they don't give a fuck. Do you want to know what they're going to do? They're going to stop playing your game, and they're going to go play something else. And this clearly shows because, like, bro, you know what? Let's go to Steam right now. Let's go to Steam right now. Let's see if any of these AAA games that are sitting there kind of doing this shit. How do you see the what's it called? Let's just do this right here. Most popular games on Steam. Charts overview. Let's see how many of these games are woke. Hmm. 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 Oh wow. Not really that many. Helldivers, the top selling game right now. Never played it. Don't think it. I haven't heard any like woke news about it. Dragon's Dogma 2. I would assume not. Counter-Strike. Listen, bro, that company may have been involved with Valve in some type of way, but CS2 is so far from that shit. I can't really talk about Baldur's Gate 3. I know Apex has gone a little like, here and there, but it's not all in your fucking face like these other companies try to do it, man. It's ridiculous. And that's the proof of it right there, right? Apex doesn't shove all that bullshit down your throat, and it's still a top 5 selling game. You know what I mean? And the games that do are nowhere near that top 5 list.
Now, this matters because BlackRock and Vanguard, both of them, under their asset umbrella, if you will, have numerous different funds dedicated to the concept of ESG, which is specifically why these large companies are trying so hard to fit in. One important side note for later in the video from the Vanguard ESG stock ETF, quote, the index excludes the stocks of companies that FTSE determines engage in, have a specified level of involvement in, and or derive threshold amounts of revenue, that's important, threshold amounts of revenue, from one or more of the following activities, including, further down, own and or operate a gambling establishment, end quote. My point is that these investment funds have rules, kind of ethical rules, really, and that gaming companies in particular are attempting to conform to said rules. However, let's go one step further and make it completely obvious. Remember that list of companies that hired Sweet Baby Incorporated that they brag about on their official website? Let's look at those, starting with Electronic Arts. The largest two institutional shareholders of EA, BlackRock and Vanguard. Take Two Interactive and
Oh wow! And what's the most recent company other than Blizzard, guys? I know I shit on Blizzard a lot, but what's another company that we've all heard of that has just been absolutely shitting the fucking bed on all of their games? Almost all of them. I don't think I've heard a popular like a positive thing said about EA in forever. I'm gonna be so, and like you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. This will go on YouTube. Comment, tell me if I'm wrong. But like, bro, come on, like, like we can't be blind to see that these ones that are sitting here doing this are the ones that are sitting here producing the most shitty games. I'm sorry.
another name on the list of Sweet Baby clients by way of 2K, largest institutional holders, Vanguard and BlackRock. Warner Brothers, again, Sweet Baby client, largest holders, Vanguard, then BlackRock.
Like, how did I? It irritates me because like, how did we get the like to this? You know what I mean? Like how did the gaming community let this happen? Jalen Hurts identifies as LGBT in Madden 25 for real, dude. They're gonna just start making up bullshit. Dollar signs talk, exactly. But I think this is why we see like the wave right now of indie games really coming in and taking full effect because they don't do this bullshit. You know what I mean? Like they really don't. They stay within their lines and they're not out of pocket and blatantly disrespectful to any group of people, but they're not sitting here following some kind of fucking guideline on making a video game. Do you want to know what they do? We'll take Last Epoch for example. Like they sat there and they took a guideline to make an ARPG, not fit some kind of social narrative. Like get the fuck out of here, man.
And the list goes on. See, the corporate tree of life, as I call it in a demented way, makes it even more obvious because the other names on that list, the list of Sweet Baby clients that is, are almost all related in some capacity as well, even if BlackRock or Vanguard are not directly holding their company's stock. Example, Warner Brothers in 2010, a while ago, acquired a majority stake in Rocksteady Studios, meaning that yet another client on the list is directly connected through its parent organization, and the same is true for practically every single name you see. Microsoft, largest institutional holders, surprise, surprise, Vanguard, BlackRock. And this was true for Activision Blizzard as well, even before the buyout. As of October 12th, 2023,
Oh, we all could have
BlackRock
guessed
owned
that.
56 million shares of the company, accounting for 7.2% of its total, and Vanguard owned over 61 million, 7.9%. Microsoft also owns Compulsion Games, surprise, surprise, yet another name on the list of Sweet Baby Incorporated, but you get the point. These companies, the ones hiring Sweet Baby, unilaterally enjoy substantial investment from two of the world's largest asset holders who champion the concept of
So what I'm hearing is, and yes, I don't need fucking corrected. I'm well aware that a monopoly means it's run by one thing. So what I'm hearing though is that these two companies are basically trying to monopolize all of these massive games in today's world. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
ESG in their investing portfolios, which heavily incentivizes shoehorn diversity, thereby feeding the cycle and creating an industry norm where publishers play ball, kind of, and make their products look better for the purpose of appeasing this larger agenda, only to have their original audiences wondering what the hell happened when the products become unrecognizable. Make sense? Just one problem. This whole thing is a sham. Remember that requirement, the one we briefly read from the Vanguard ETF about excluding gambling? Yeah, that's a pretty normal provision for most of these funds, but half of the modern video game world is now predicated on blatant underage gambling. Loot boxes, surprise mechanics, whatever you want to call them, it's gambling.
Gotchas,
But that doesn't really
baby.
matter because the point isn't to actually have ethical investments. The point is to look like you do through the lens of modern social expectations. Let me expand on that. According to analysis done by Gianpaolo Pari and Mirko Rubin, I think is how you say that, published by Vox EU in October of 2023, titled Smoke and Mirrors, A Look Inside ESG Fund Portfolios. Quote, as a final piece of evidence, we calculate the hypothetical returns a fund would earn based on the disclosed portfolio and compare them to its realized returns. In Figure 2, we observe that in the 10 days leading up to disclosure, funds tend to underperform the portfolio they are about to disclose. This observation is consistent with the idea, during this period, they incur meaningful transaction costs as they adjust their portfolio to include more environmentally friendly and sustainable assets. However, following the disclosure event, we notice a shift in performance dynamics. Funds begin to outperform the portfolio that they have just disclosed, indicating that they are now holding higher paying assets.
It's all pandering and kind of disrespectfully think about these companies need to make money in order to feel diversity is important. Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's where like shit is so fucking wrong, man. Like, the only reason that you give a shit about diversity is so that you can make more money. Like, you don't. I'm. Oh man, there's so many like just different avenues you can go down with this, and it's fucking true. Like, you're not diversifying because you want to, or because oh, I feel bad. We'll use an example like, oh, people aren't saying like, oh, I don't we don't have Mexicans working on our game and I feel bad, so let's go hire some Mexicans. No, they're sitting there getting this corporate number in their face that says, oh, we need X percentage of diversity in your thing, and you're just filling the roles for shits and giggles regardless of how good they are to work or be incorporated on a game. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Pay the people to make the game that are good at making fucking video games, and who cares what they are? It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, it really doesn't. Can you do the shit and make a good game? Great, you're hired. Nobody get. I don't. I can guarantee you, if a dev came through with all of these fucking skill sets and they could make just an amazing game by themselves, an indie company would not look at them and give a flying fuck about who they are, what they are, where they came from. Yeah, barring like criminal records or some out of pocket shit like that's something that could actually bite them in the ass, right? But dude, like, none of this shit matters. Like, this is just, and I say it's the wrong community, but clearly it's not because they're sitting there making shit tons of money off it. But I don't know, man. It's really fucking sad to see.
Than the ones they have recently made public. This trend is in line with the hypothesis that after the disclosure event, funds might replace some ESG assets with higher yielding but less sustainable assets. End quote. Simplified, before disclosing what assets they hold, ESG funds are rearranging themselves to look good, only to sell off those assets immediately and invest back into whatever is just most profitable. Smoke and mirrors. Here's an even better example that's also pertinent to the gaming industry.
Why is it? Because they like money, as Mr. Krabs would say, dude. Like, come on, man. We know what this is all about.
Activision Blizzard, the company rocked by sexual harassment lawsuits, worker mistreatment scandals, employee walkouts, and governmental investigations. Yeah, they're perfectly fine for these funds, apparently. They have a board of directors.
And that's exactly what I was about to say, dude. Like, are we fucking serious that we're gonna sit here and say that, oh, this is one of the greatest fucking companies while they have all of these, the bosses sexualizing their women workers and stuff like that? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Exactly, dude. They literally had workers sitting there drinking a woman's breast milk out of the fridge. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here. And this is the shit that like you never hear that much about. Like, it's such bullshit, man.
It's 20% women.
People are just so blind by this shit and they just fucking follow it. And like, everybody's just a whole bunch of sheep now.
20% underrepresented minorities, according to their ESG reports. So they're good to go. And as such, were included in many of the funds that BlackRock and Vanguard offer as an ESG.
Oh, don't worry, guys. You made all of these little great, characters for the LGBTQ, and you did this to support that. So don't worry, man. We're gonna brush all those sexual allegations that you guys have just right under the table, and then we're gonna reinvest so the money keeps pouring in.
ESG compliant company. Even the Wall Street Journal itself openly admits, quote, asset managers seem willing to include any company paying lip service to progressive priorities, end quote. Companies like Sustainalytics and Permutable AI publish reports aimed at analyzing the ESG score of different organizations, and those reports are allegedly used by BlackRock, Vanguard, and presumably others as well to allocate funds. The problem? Those reports merely seem to establish a surface-level score, failing to consider even monumental issues with the company internally, like reliance on underage gambling as a revenue stream, a large one at that, or widespread worker abuse as well, focusing instead on things like self-disclosed ESG reports, where a company brags about what percentage of its executive board are non-binary. The results? Companies like Activision Blizzard are included in the environmental social governance funds, while publishers become incentivized to hire consultants like Sweet Baby Incorporated because the surface level narrative changes that they make to their intellectual property and franchise video games are somehow impactful enough here to place them in the good graces of the world's largest asset managers. Not because they did anything good, but because they look good on paper according to a very narrow set of criteria, so that holding their stock is deemed ethical at specific points in time. Bottom line, Sweet Baby Incorporated is not responsible for video games going woke. It's merely profiting off a general demand for that end, helping them do it by making the products seem that way so that publishers can.
Yeah, of course. Like when you look down at it, like it's not their fault. Like they're just playing their cards right and sitting there making some money off it. It's the studios that we sit there and we loved and we, wanted to see continue to grow, get involved with all this bullshit, man. It's sad.
Align themselves with a financial trend that demands diversity and inclusion, all for the optics of an asset fund. At least, that's what it looks like to me if I step back and try to see the full picture. In the end, the idea that video games have gone woke seems to be based on a measurable push to have parent organizations and publicly traded companies associated with video games included in ESG funds by altering their products and paying lip service to the ideals that these funds pretend, once in a while, to be based on. That's it. If you want to support the channel, please check out the links down below, especially Patreon and Locals for monthly memberships. Much appreciated. I'm currently still emailing with GoFundMe about refunds for the lawsuit, the crowdfund that took place. And the latest communication is that there needs to be an international wire transfer to one of the payment providers. And it's a whole complicated process that takes quite a bit of time, but it's happening. And one way or another, you guys will get your money hopefully next week, but it may be a little bit after. Anyway, I'll keep you posted every step of the way. When it does happen, there's a new merchandise initiative I have to announce as well in tandem. Some other stuff too. If you want a VPN, there's a link down below. Of course, Surfshark is a channel partner. Definitely use that link.
That'll be rad.
But I'll cut it there and stop rambling. As always, thank you all for watching. Question everything and have a nice night.
Drew, I like that. Question everything. He's 100% right. Let's see what these comments are. The broken games make them not worth buying. The woken games make them not even worth pirating. This is so fucking true. The irony of these hypocrites trying to be all high and mighty and morally superior while working with the most morally bankrupt companies on the planet. 100%, man. That's what I felt for years, using marginalized groups as checkboxes. That's exactly what it is, man. It feels dishonest, and sometimes you can see it clearly when the writing seems very shoehorned. Yeah, dude, it's anyone called Sweet Baby Inc. should have their hard drives checked. True. This is fucking nuts. If you had told someone 15 years ago that this is where the gaming industry would end up eventually, they would have probably told you that you're insane, but here we are. Man, and not wrong about that. Not wrong about that. Sounds like something. Oh my god. That's so true, man. This is a W video. I 100% agree. I'm done ranting and rambling.